Hello, 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 my little maniacs! This is your host, the Maniacs Gaming, coming at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to be previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Denver Broncos. Let's get it! There we go. Alright, so game details. This game is going to be played at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The location is Tampa Bay, Florida, so obviously the heat is going to be a massive factor in this game again. Important injuries. I think these are all up to date. In Kalijah Cansey, AWJ, Gadecki, and Vita Vea all being ruled out. And then for the Broncos, they have their starting right tackle, Mike McGlinchey, on IR. So there could be other injuries for the Broncos, because again, I personally don't know their roster very well. Just double checking to make sure these are all the key inactives for Tampa. I didn't miss any. Yeah, I'm good. Alright. Obviously, Bucks, this is pretty much the same people they had out last week except Vita Vea, but he did miss most of the game last week with a, I believe it is a sprain of his MCL, so hopefully he'll be back next week. This is all the key information. So last week review, the Buccaneers beat the Lions 20-16, holding the Lions to a 1-7 in the red zone, which is why I have the defense GOAT. Because the defense played their absolute mind off, keeping Goff out of the end zone with 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The only offensive touchdown, I believe, went to David Montgomery. I could be mistaken on that. And then offense, other than Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin, there was not much offense to speak of. We want to be involved in a lot more of our receivers. We want to get the run game going as well. And the Broncos, they lost the Steelers 13-6, allowing the Steelers to actually get an offensive touchdown. Their offense is just where? Don't know. That has not shown up a lot the past couple weeks. Bo Nix has not been looking as good as they thought he would be in the regular season, but obviously there's going to be an adjustment period for him. He is a rookie quarterback. He will have time to bounce back. And the defense, doing okay. Held the Steelers 13 points, so, can't complain too much. And I think they've actually had a pretty decent pass rush, and obviously Pat Surtain is there, so he will always keep that defense on lock. So the biggest question marks, again, Buccaneers run game O-line. The O-line last week struggled, letting Baker get sacked 5 times. That mostly came from Justin Skule, but we'll talk about that later. And then the run game, just non-existent. Our leading rusher was Baker Mayfield, and that is a big issue. And then injury replacements, obviously, is another big question mark because we have had so many people have to step up because of injuries to not only the defense, but the offensive line in Gadecki. So, again, Justin Skule stepped in last week. He is expected to step in again, but he allowed 5 sacks last week. So, obviously, we're going to need to help him out on that side a little bit more. Have a couple chip blocks in there or something. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. Have the tight end help out, but we're going to need to have some help on that side. And then pass rush, we were unable to get to Goff at all last week through a sack. We were able to pressure him a few times. So, obviously, this game's going to be one where we really need to start making that presence felt in the backfield and being able to sack the quarterback and get to the running backs as well that are going to be running that ball. Then the Broncos, their biggest question mark is pass rush, just because, again, a lot of that O-line for Tampa Bay is really set other than the right tackle. So, I think Broncos are going to struggle a little bit to get pressure, but I think they're going to be able to get some pressure, and it's going to be one of the things they're going to have to be going with. And then the offense in general, as well as Bo Nix here, are biggest question marks, just because the offense seems to have not been gelling at all. No run game to speak of. Pass game has been rather ineffective, and Bo Nix has just been throwing more picks than he has touchdowns. He does not have a touchdown, though. So maybe this will be the week he can finally get a touchdown. We'll have to see. So key to the games, Buccaneers is going to be the offense. And the run and short game, once again, they're going to want to get the ball down the field. They're going to need to be able to get touchdowns. They're going to need to be able to score points. They're going to want to be able to get in that end zone. And also in the run game, they are going to want to be chewing that clock and control the time of possession. As for the D-line, I just have that on there because they're going to want to pressure Bo Nix. They want to force him to make a mistake. They want to be able to get to the running back in the backfield. They're going to want to be able to make the Broncos offense stall out like they did Detroit last week. Broncos, their key points to this game is going to be their defense, more specifically their secondary, as they are going to need to be able to slow down. Chris Godwin had a monster game last week, but it's not just him you have to focus on. There's also Mike Evans as well. So again, they're going to struggle with that offensive from Tampa Bay. It's going to be a hard thing for them to do, but I think they can if they can manage to slow them down, they're going to be able to put some clamps on. But I think they're going to struggle with it a little bit. PS2 obviously will be helping there. The run game, they need to be getting something going. Whether it's the run game, the short game, or something, they need to get something going to be able to help out Bo Nix because he has been struggling the past couple weeks. But if they can't get that going, I think it's going to be a really long and rough game for them. Players to watch for the Bucks. It's again Mike Evans, obviously number one receiver. Him versus PS2 is going to be an amazing matchup. We're going to kind of see who wins more reps there. Rashad White, again, we need to be able to get the short game going, the ground game going. It's going to be with him and Bucky Irvin. Hopefully one of them can get going. And then Skule obviously stepping in again at right tackle for Gadecki, who still has not cleared the concussion protocol. That's going to be a massive one there. If he can step up and be able to play as an below average to average starter and just help keep Baker upright. And then for the Broncos, Bo Nix, again, Bo Nix just has to take that step up. He has not shown a whole lot as a starting quarterback. This could be the week he does it, but he needs to start showing that he can actually be an NFL quarterback. He has not looked good the past 2 weeks, so it's going to be something he's going to have to work on. PS2, he's going to be responsible for shutting down Mike, shutting down Godwin, whoever he is going to be set against. It is going to be his responsibility to make sure those guys aren't going to be able to take over the game. And then, oh my God, Javonte Williams. Jeez, I don't know why I was thinking Jameson. But Javonte Williams, I think a lot of this game, the offense is going to have to run through him on the ground game, the short passes, whatever it's going to take. They're going to need to be able to get the first downs in the short game. I think he's going to be a big part of that. But anyway, for my content today, guys, I was streaming the Bucks versus the Broncos around 1 o'clock, and I'll be doing the breakdown of the game tomorrow. Hopefully be out Tuesday. Other streams will be to be determined as my computer has been struggling the past couple days with streaming. We're going to see how that goes. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that noti bell on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Trying to hit that by the end of the year. Trying to hit 1,600 by the end of the month. Let's get it, fam. And as always, I will see all you guys later. Stay crazy, fam.